yeah, it's again my absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you, trading live in Tom's channel. Just remember, we're in a holiday schedule. That's why you get me flying solo here all week till tomorrow, Friday, the 31st of July. After that, the channel will be completely closed. Then on the 21st of August, I do another full week. And after that, Tom does a full week. And then we're back to regular schedule, probably till Christmas. So, the disclaimer: this is no financial advice. Trading involves risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always conduct your own research before trading. This stream and its recording is for educational purposes only. This stream is covered by the stipulations set out on the website tradertom.com, tradertom.com/disclaimer. Okay. So, one more time. If you use the trade from chart extension that Tom had developed, right, that sits on top of the TradeNation browser, you need to update. If you haven't done so, it will not work. TradeNation, they changed something in the charting package, and if you don't update the latest to the latest version, trade from chart will not work anymore. Okay, so last warning. I have to say I didn't sleep much. Even though I don't drink alcohol anymore, I feel like I have a hangover. It was an exceptionally hot night in Prague. I couldn't sleep for most of the night. So you see the update to the charting packet from TradeNation is already annoying. I always want to change time frames up here, but now it's here. That's nothing to do with trade from chart. That's the charting package. I think it's called Chart IQ that they're using. So markets will open in 2 minutes. Let's do the espresso together. And that's it. Maybe after an FOMC day, markets are in a hangover mode. However, before the release, I expected markets to be in waiting mode. And guess what? They were not. So let's see if the order placement works. Works like a charm. Looks even somewhat smoother, I have to say. So I will try and post the espresso orders, but they are subject to change and late bar movements, right? So guess what? I'm having a espresso on ice here as well. An espresso before the espresso. There you go. This is so comfortable. Switching to position management mode. And we are open. Wow. A it was suddenly such a violent movement. I would love that violent movement had some direction, and we could take profit. But you know, from a very slow moving candle to something that is like really, ooh, filled long. There we go. Long the ducks. Long the ducks on an espresso. We're in a gap down situation. DAX closed at 25,460. Ugh. This is reversing now. Okay. Looks like we might take a loss here. I always want to switch time frames, and up there is not the switch button. It's annoying the fuck out of me. Trade Nation, what did you do there? Can take their floating switch here and shove it. Seriously. Okay. Position now at entry. All right. Now in profit. Wonder if that goes further. Maybe get the gap close. It's not that far away, right? It is far away. It's so jumpy, the price action. Okay. Maybe that was it. Okay, switch to the 1 minute. I will move stop loss up to 25,354. Okay, it's not going right. Stop loss to break even. Okay. Taking 20 points. So, closed. Okay, now it goes further. Are you kidding me? That's classic Andy. So, deleting short order. Plus 22. Oh, and the FTSE swing trade just got stopped out for 0. So, just to make that clear, Let's maybe show that on a 1 hour chart. So what we did there, FTSE was, the story was that a lot of you guys have jobs, right? You want to find a way to trade next to what you usually do. And some of you asked me, how about swing trading? And I said, yeah, that's basically trading on a different time frame, right? Higher time frames usually. And then you have wider stops, smaller size, and you hold longer. So that gives you peace of mind. So you don't need to micromanage that position and look at it every 5 minutes. You can maybe look at it once per day or something like that, right? So, and as an example, here on the, where is my crosshair? Give me at least some information here. Okay. My God, what that changed here is just annoying. So about that. So on the 27th of February, the FTSE made a new all-time high, and the high of that candle here that made that high is 10,938.3. So, and well, yesterday we superseded that high. So that means FTSE made a new all-time high. So what can you do in that situation? You can decide to do two things. You can say, okay, we're making all-time highs. I want to be a buyer, right? So you bet on a breakout. Or you say, that's a double top. I'm going to be a seller. So, and then as an example on how to sell that, I was looking at an entry on a lower time frame on the 1 hour chart. So this is where we poked into a new all-time high territory and superseded that high, right? So coming in at 950.7. Yeah. So would you sell an all-time high like that without confirmation? No. Right? Especially the evening after was the FOMC news release, which is always unpredictable. But yeah, so why not? The phishing technique from Tom says that if you make a high that supersedes a previous high, and that's an important high because both were, this was an old all-time high, this is a new all-time high. The high that supersedes the old one is basically fishing for stops about here, right? So, and a hallmark of that fishing is that buyers need to be trapped, right? So all of those who betted on a breakout and are long here, they need to be trapped. So what you want to see is that one of the next bars, one of the consecutive bars, not immediately the next one, but in this case it happened, you want one bar to close below that bar that made that new high, right? And that bar you sell short on close. So that works on any time frame, but the higher the time frame, the clearer the signal. So probably could have done that on a 4 hour chart, probably could have done that on a 2 hour chart. I did that on a 1 hour chart, and I also, you see, I did that around, now that opening time is not correct here because it was from yesterday. I did that around lunch here. So I was sitting there with my phone. Yeah, so I was just seeing that. So I got a little bit better price. I put stop loss up here, 60 points. Yeah. So then yesterday I was at the cigar lounge. I went to karaoke and I was sitting there. I was like, oh, we are like 70 points in profit. Put stop loss to break even. Yeah. So, and at best, let's measure. Entry was here. This position was 103 points in profit. Yeah? And we just got stopped out for 0. Yeah? So that's what happened. And we made again a first bar positive, like yesterday. FTSE just closed the gap. And here's already, but the time frame's just, so it's just bugging the shit out of me. No, that's not all-time high territory. That's over here. So the closing price is an important magnet, can act as support or resistance. Yeah. So we might see some profit taken here, and the market pulling back. So far, if this continues, the next target would be the overnight high up here, and after that, we certainly could see that the market wants to attack all-time highs again, should that bull trend here continue, right? Otherwise, rotation back to the low of the morning. If we go below that, we get a first bar positive sell signal in the FTSE, and then same stuff, right? First target, overnight low. So how much was in the move here? Measure. Not quite 50 points, but almost double the points. I have to be careful after a news release, and that was flipping back and forth. We almost got stopped out here. What are those tooltips here? It's just, what did Trade Nation do here? What is that? Don't want to see that. That is Germany 40 and close. I have to take a screenshot. So Herrick, the developer of the TFC software, said that for now we shouldn't use the floating tickets. What was again the floating tickets? Ah, that here. Okay. So let's go to the sixth settings. Where was that? Options. So don't use that for now. Might to cause some issues here. So interesting. Ah, okay. I switched that to dark mode and the other one not. So minimal tooltip. So this switches on that thing there. Okay. Okay, it's a head-up display. You know what? Maybe I leave this on because it at least moves that time frame switcher a little bit more into my view. Okay. Like, I don't know that this is which market this is. Are you kidding me? Why do I need that tooltip there? Unbelievable. So, okay. You see, I'm very tired. I'm not as sharp as a tack right now, and I'm a little bit grumpy and annoyed with the software update here. So let's take it slow today and see what we can make out of it. I put the FTSE up here on another why is the offset of the bar counter so high? Let's see if we can fix that. Enable candle numbers. No, can't. So I will make a screenshot. So hey Andy, can you use now the multi-window function? It's the grid tab at the top. Ugh. I'm not sure if I'm in the mood to test out new features right now. Grid. There you go. But I don't know now how to manage positions in both windows. So one certainly has focus now, and the other one doesn't. So if you don't mind, I go back to the old thing for now. I have to figure that out. Don't want to lose money because I can't figure out how to close position or how to switch focus. Okay. Espresso short has just triggered. Aggressive school run has triggered. In the DAX. Why did that jump? Okay. Where are my drawings? Something is not completely okay yet. But fancy that grid, isn't it? That tooltip is just annoying. Hmm. Look, this even if you have the crosshair here, the mouse pointer, that Germany 40 close thing there overlays the switch button here. Okay, that head-up display. Put that away. Okay. Now bar 5 poked below the overnight low and session low. And now buyers might be stepping in. Looks like it. If this candle made a new low, below overnight low and previous session low, and closed at its high, that it's in itself is a buy signal. However, the price action before that, it's not like we really shot down a lot, right? So far, that smells more like a trading range, which one would expect after major news release. And here you see no follow through on this bar, no immediate follow through. Otherwise, in a different situation, you might want to buy this on close. Stop loss down here. Why is the head-up display now sunk down here? Are you kidding me? What happened there? Did I just draw something? Why did I draw something? Okay. Why does this happen? My God. Okay, so far, even checks out. Are you guys okay with me being so tired and grumpy? So, 50-minute. Yeah, FTSE is strong. Just took out the overnight high and is now attacking previous session high, and after that we are in all-time high territories, right? Territory. So see here lots of overlap. Nonsense, that was the first 50-minute bar. That time frame switcher there is just, no, that's a very strong bull bar closing at its high. We have now follow through. Bloody hell, Trade Nation, what did you do? So, coming up to school run. Let's get rid of those. Don't know how big the candle range is. High, low, 80 points. So I will take it in half size. Now please move to stop loss, yeah. There's nothing to be angry about with regards to trade from chart. a lot to be angry about with Trade Nations update. I know pretty well which is which. So I'm annoyed that I'm not long the FTSE. We just have to be careful. We were in this trading range here for quite a while. So now a breakout out of that to the south. How likely is that with the strong FTSE? Or shall we just rather do the opposite and buy below, like sort of a mean reversion, right? In a trading range, you should rather buy low and sell high. No. Yeah, I will delete the sell order and I will place a buy order here. So, not playing that game. Would I buy above here? Also not with big certainty. But at least buyers have pushed that bear bar pretty much up, leaving just a tiny little bit of a bear body. But we can all agree that is complete crap here, right? That's chop. So, but since we're in a trading range for 1 to 3 days now, I don't know. I have the feeling that we might trade back into the range, maybe close the gap, right? So, could get out there. That would be a nice scenario. And should we get, should this break, then we would get stopped out here, 90 points lower. And then I would probably immediately flip short. And maybe I'm not waiting 90 points to get stopped out. So I caution you to take this at all. I have not much conviction. This is a crappy signal constellation here. And I'm really very grumpy. Sorry, guys. So, FTSE coming off now. Changing my mind. I'm deleting the order. I will just wait what happens. With a Sorry, you guys didn't know because it's not visible to you. With a strong FTSE like that, above here all-time highs, right? Would I want to be short the DAX? But now, would I want to be long? Would I be short? Bloody hell! So I try again. FTSE was strong, therefore the anti was kind of attractive, right? To buy below here, hoping that the DAX would follow what the FTSE is doing, develop some strengths. Also, we had the low end of a trading range, so a mean reversion play was my idea. But since FTSE is coming down now a little bit, maybe it finds support here at yesterday's close, maybe not. Rather might want to either take the classical school run or hold off. I think I take the regular school run, stand by, selling short the DAX, half position. So, and let's see if the anti-idea would have been better. So I will delete the long order. Good. So. Stop loss needs to be around here. So putting in a stop loss for 25, 3, 8, 9. And at that size that I'm trading, what that will do is probably, should we get stopped out here, that will erase the espresso profits, and we would have a break-even morning. So I'm only risking money that I've already made here. Yeah. That's the question now, huh? Will it break? However, if we trade below here, let's draw a line there. I want to increase that position. If we get stopped out here, I will stop taking more positions because trading range, right? Don't fiddle in the middle. Yeah. Overall, that's the DAXI on a daily chart. Maybe this here is a swing high and we're heading a little bit lower today. Can be. Do we have a swing high here that starts with a bear bar? No. Can be something like this, huh? That yesterday was some sort of a pause bar. Also, there was a news release, blah, blah, blah. And then we would get a bull surprise. Surprise, motherfucker. Already 23 points. So the mean reversion play would have worked better so far. Made a new low, closed at its high. Made a new low, closed at its high. A little bit of follow through and then the fan in my PC just speeds up. So whatever Trade Nation code it's there. Okay, FTSE is now deciding to not double top. And I am short the DAX. Ah, well. So in trading, you know, if you trade the classic school run mechanically, no worries. This is a short, right? And whatever happens, happens. However, I am a discretionary trader. I always ask myself a couple more questions. I'm looking at context, try to explain what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at to the best of my ability. And to me, those two scenarios were equal in weight. But me selling short there relied on the heavily on the FTSE coming down, and bears don't follow through here. They didn't trade below prior bar low here on the 15-minute chart. So FTSE stays strong. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, don't have much conviction in this trade. I didn't have from the to begin with. That's why I took it only in small size. But right now, what I'm seeing here is that I'm seeing here nothing. So, okay, I try again. 15-minute chart. So, 27th. So that was 3 days ago. DAX entered this sideways movement here. You can draw a box around it, right? So that whole DAXy here is in a sideways movement. You can call that trading range. Trading range has a top, has a bottom. And the way you trade a trading range usually is you buy low or you sell high. But you don't fiddle in the middle. Okay, so that's why the competing idea was to, instead of selling short here, was to instead buy below the school run signal bar here. And that would have been a perfect trade, right? And the only reason why I was holding off is because if both markets are weak, oh, okay. So Stop loss is in place. Taking that in very small position size. See how bears tried to double top and bulls push it all the way back up, but noticed how the bar number 3 didn't manage to close above bar number 2. If that would have been the case, I would have bought the FTSE blindly. Because here still might be some sellers there, some profit taking. Also, you can clearly see many times the FTSE poked into this resistance area and probably will eventually break it. So question is, will that happen now? But this looks like it would. So Tom writes here, good morning. I don't want to disturb you, Andy, but I need to. I'm happy to try to help you. Oh no, that's not disturb you, Andy, but he doesn't want to disturb me. No worries. It's your channel, Tom. I'm happy to try. I put that here for you to see. I'm happy to try to help you with any issues with the Trade from Chart new package. I see the same things you are. Some of it is perhaps like the logo in the left corner, a little OTT, or the removal of the time frames from the lower panel. I will listen to your feedback, but anything to do with installation, please refer to support@TFC. Back to you, Andy. Okay. Right. The time frame change options are annoying. Those tooltips here that just emerge when I hover over a bar. Germany 40 and close. I know which market I'm trading. It's written here. And that close thing there, that's annoying. See those tooltips here? Horizontal, right click to manage. Can I just switch that off? Okay, looks like FTSE is strong. And DAX, yeah, will stop us out anytime soon. So, was the wrong decision. With perfect hindsight, of course. I explained to you both options. I explained why I tried to sell here. And I also explained to you why I'm now where I am, because that weakness was no weakness. FTSE didn't double top here. Instead, attacking now all-time highs. We should be long the FTSE. So, about to get stopped out. I can already type it. There you go. So about that, yeah, kind of missed the boat in the FTSE. Let's do a round of questions, ladies and gentlemen. So, Fred says, hey man, another day. Thanks for the stream. But man, the losses are huge. Maybe I'm just unlucky timing the worst streams. What are you talking about? Why are the losses huge? Today, I took a long put. I traded the espresso in a one lot, made like, I don't know, 22 points or so. And now we lost about 80 at a quarter that size. So 20 times 4 is 80. We should be break even. So, Per says, greetings, Obi-Wan. Tired and grumpy today, you are. Okay, that is maybe wrong cigar yesterday you smoked. Yeah, we all knew to, you know, I didn't sleep well, brother. Yoda from Denmark. Okay, Master Yoda. Yeah. I am reading it all wrong today. So, Captain Hindsight. Morning, mate. I'm sure you noticed the time frame options in bottom right have gone. Maybe a good idea to tell viewers to email Trade Nation and ask them to put it back because it's very handy being able to go through time frames so quickly. Hey guys, be my guest. You all know that Trade Nation has support at Trade Nation. But the thing is with Trade Nation, they are a corporation. Any corporation will have a support structure that probably protects, in this case, the developers and whatever. They will just send you a canned response. Oh, thank you very much for your suggestion, and yeah, and that will be it. Maybe a supervisor will notice that there will be hundreds of emails, and then they might escalate that internally. But I fear that's how it is. However, I believe that Tom's developer Herrick, because he has to cooperate with Trade Nation, has maybe a opportunity to, I don't know, relay something. Let's see. Andy, you did great today. In fact, you realized that the second trade could go wrong and you chose lower size. That's great. Thank you, brother. So, guys, we are human beings, right? We are biological beings, unfortunately. And we have to be very mindful of the state that we are in. And I'm very well aware because I slept 2 hours tonight at best. So I'm very tired and very grumpy. I show up, but today I just want to not take it easy, but be careful, treat carefully, and protect the capital. I missed the boat in the FTSE. Had an opportunity to buy on close here. Had an opportunity to buy on close here. And now FTSE is printing all-time highs. It is what it is. In the DAX, I think we can all agree that this as a school run signal bar and this as the first 15-minute bar, that is, it's not really convincing you to do anything. So with some a little bit of context, trading range, mean reversion play, so the anti here, that would have been the right thing. I sold short because you know those bars are moving, and suddenly you have a bear bar with a tiny body and a bear bar with a huge body activating that order there. At that point in time, this bar had a full bear body. FTSE was trading down here, and looking left, do we make a higher high double top or a lower high double top with that here? Certainly resistance to be expected here. So yeah, that would actually support the idea of selling short at that moment, which I did. You saw me deleting the long order, uh, switching to a short order, but yeah, being mindful of that situation here, and myself being tired and grumpy, I took that in small size. Yeah? If that makes sense. So Felix says took 2 entries on this short breakout attempt, got faked out twice back to back. Finally, I have something to start my book of horror. There you go. Yeah, look, there's easier days to make money, unless you're long the FTSE today. Certainly. So made a new all-time high. Would be out there. Lovely. So Mark asks, did Trade Nation give any notes on the new chart software? Look, you have to you have, with regards to what Trade Nation does, you have as much information as I do. A lot of brokers, they don't have their own trading platform. They use MetaTrader, MT4, MT5, C-Trader, stuff like that, right? But Trade Nation, they're one of the few. They have their own trading platform, and their charting package is a software that they buy, that they pay for, that they just plug in, and that is called Chart IQ. The biggest competitor of Chart IQ is, guess what, is TradingView, right? So you could also, TradingView also offers to software vendors an API, and you can use the charting package from TradingView for your clients if you're a broker, right? But they use Chart IQ. And then, yeah, this is their software. They have a software team, and software, especially when you use something that you didn't develop yourself as a charting package, Chart IQ, they have a release map, right? They change their software, they update their software, and at one point, they will tell Trade Nation, guys, you have to update now to version whatever, because we can't support that old crappy version anymore. You have to update. And then Trade Nation is forced to do that, and then they do that overnight when most of the markets are closed, yada, yada, yada. And they might, if it's something major, they might inform their clients, or they might not, right? So, and now Trade from Chart is not developed by Trade Nation. That is developed by Tom Hugard, actually by a gentleman called Herrick. So, so it's basically, this is Tom's software. It's donation based. It's free of charge, but donation based. Feel free to click here if you use it. So that is just a browser extension, right? That sits on top of all of that as a Chromium extension. Works in Chromium browsers like Chrome or Microsoft Edge, right? So, and if Trade Nation changes something, Trade from Chart might not work. And especially since Trade from Chart is all happening here on the charting package. You see, there's nothing here on the main window is changed by Trade from Chart. Only here the functionality of the charting right? That's where it lives. So, and if Trade Nation makes a major update of the underlying charting package, if that makes sense, Trade from Chart has to react to that. That's why you all need to install the new version. The old version will not work. Yeah? So that's the big story here. So, safety first. Good morning, Andy. Wishing you all the best for today. First of all, I do not trade like you or Tom, mostly because I lack the testicular fortitude, but I'm here to watch you lose. I have no problem with winning with my own system, but I find inspiration and have admiration for how you guys can lose and find a way to continue. I've watched Tom as long time lurker for probably about 4 years now, so just wanted to say thanks for that. You and Tom may not teach me how to win, but you show me how to lose with grace, and this is just as valuable to me. Both of you have helped me become a family supporting trader just by showing me how to lose. Brother, God bless you, but exactly that's the thing. Best loser wins. In trading, you have to become a professional loss taker, right? So, but it doesn't mean that you sometimes should stay maybe out or trade smaller size based on your own body functions, based on context. I mean, look at that chop here in the DAX. So, break even day for today. Angie. Dear Andy, I'm a bit grumpy and impatient myself. Trading can be so frustrating at times. If I join Trade Nation, would I have access to Tom's software? Thanks a million. I believe you do. Just Trade Nation, I believe, depending where you are, they offered, I think, 2 account types. It only works with one. Maybe kindly. I will post this to you. Maybe check out that the documentation. Are you in Switzerland? I wouldn't. I'm in Prague, Czech Republic. So maybe check out the documentation. Why don't you just register with Trade Nation? Don't put their money yet. Try it out on a demo account, then you will see. But don't change brokers just because the software is great. That's actually, to me, it's quite ridiculous how many people trade with a broker because they like the software. You should be worried about the cost of trading and the spread and the execution time. In all fairness, Trade Nation is a great choice as a broker. I trade with them, Tom trades with them. But this year is not a Trade Nation promo show, right? We are not saying you should trade with Trade Nation. We also don't recommend Trade Nation or anything like that. You can trade with whoever you want. But yeah, if you ask me personally, if that's a good broker, yeah, I can say yes, because I trade with them for quite some time now. Okay, Angie says she doesn't like the spread at her brokers. Now, well, Trade Nation has low and fixed spreads. Compare always with the assets that you're trading. But you might not find so easily a cheaper CFD broker. So, hope that helps. Mate, it's just me, or did they remove the option to change the time period from the bottom right or the top right of the chart? Hey, yes, it's not just you, it's me. It's all of us. They did that. It's annoying, isn't it? Yeah. You see that here? Do you see my screen? AKK? You see that? Did you hear me complain about that? You wrote that 8:45. Okay, sorry about that. Tom says, Andy, we should research if there is a tendency for an anti in the espresso as well in range-bound markets like today. Oh, that's interesting. I have, let's put it like that. I would probably, if I would, because I haven't researched that, but if I should give you my thoughts on that, you know, there is markets, they usually expect some sort of old highs and lows that become support or resistance. But especially at the open, the volatility is so high that the open usually breaks supports or resistance. You often have if you later have a range bound choppy market, see that the very first bar usually is quite large and pronounced. So but maybe there's merit to it. Feel free to look into that and share. I would like to schedule some time to research the espresso in the Nasdaq. Gerard von Rosendahl tried the close half button, does not work. Does not work. Okay. Let's try it out, Gerard. So I'm long now. Close half. Yep. Doesn't work. Confirmed. Oh. Thank you for that, Gerard. Okay. Eric says he already spoke to Trade Nation about the time frame thing. So, okay, I'm relaying that. That's a close half. Doesn't seem to work. I just tried it out. Okay, Herrick says close half will be fixed on update later. So, very good. Hi, maybe Mr. H can overlay time frames at the bottom. Now it was. Mr. H talked to Trade Nation already about that. Let's see. It's a Mr. H is a very fast and agile and by the way, brilliant friend to me. But yeah, they a large broker is more like a corporation, and they might tread a little bit slowly sometimes, so changes do not happen so fast. Changes may happen only with the next update in a planned release cycle. Who knows? So CJ Hilton from the United... Sorry, I didn't want to read out your last name. So CJ from the United Kingdom. Andy, you're at the DAX previous daily candles low. Wouldn't it be easier to just zoom out and just trade the range based on the higher time frame? Yeah. With perfect hindsight, I should have done that. I believe I contemplated that. I believe I changed my opinion on that. I believe I gave my reasons for that. And yeah, with perfect hindsight. Anyway, sorry, I'm grumpy. Yeah, you guys give me a lot about the time frame. Yeah, the time frame, the time frame. Give me more time frame messages, guys. I will I will flip out here. uh, yeah, Vin, that tooltip here, I don't know what that is. It's not an improvement at all. It doesn't help. It just obfuscates price action that I would rather want to see. It annoys the shit out of me. And this is absolutely no excuse why that shit is there. Yeah, I think we can all agree that that is nonsense. That needs to be removed. So, I mean, if I can't even see the price action there, that's really Germany 40 and close. Close doesn't make any sense because it's not showing the candle close. The market is not closed. So that doesn't make any sense. And Germany 40 is redundant because I know which chart I opened, and it's written here, right? So don't get me started. Sven, please write in English, but a trader from Germany, still long the FTSE. Well done, brother. There is a gentleman or a lady whose username consists just of a single dot. So I call you Dot. Dot from the United Kingdom. Hi, Andy. The new tooltip is a Trade Nation Chart IQ feature. Yes, it is. I know. So, Herrick does a fantastic job. Herrick's software works more or less flawlessly. And the reason why he needed to provide an update here in the first place and needs to collect bugs is because Trade Nation changed something and he's just forced to react to that because Trade from Chart sits on top of that, right? So it's not his fault. Andrei from Germany. Hey, Andy. No, Andre, don't be lazy. Write that in English. I don't want to translate that. So, be as tired and grumpy as you like, says Stefan. All good. So you guys like me grumpy and tired? All right. Okay. So, Herrick just says he will find a way to remove that tooltip himself. I love you, brother. Absolutely fantastic. I sent him a big heart. That is, I get a big heart back. Thanks, mate. That made my day. So, Chris says, it's okay. We all get grumpy. Just let it out to clear the mind. just let it out. Let the grumpiness out, Andy. But you know, there is the saying that, especially when you deal with emotions, right? Frustration, anger, whatever it is. In trading, that can be detrimental to your profit and loss, right? So there's the saying that you should act it out. No, rather talk it out than act it out. Yeah, Chris, thank you for that. So talk it out, but don't act it out. Hey there, grumpy Andy. Update needs some work, eh? Says Johan. Yeah, it does. That head-up display here with very important information down there. That's sometimes obfuscated. I just can't reproduce it. So, tooltips, Trump post, potato. There is Sven from Thailand. Hello, Mr. Andy. I like the French flag next to the Germany 40 pop-up. What are you talking about? Okay, but where are the chart events actually? Chart events are gone. French flag. I don't know what you have with the French flag next to the German flag. You know, Germany and France, they are neighbors. So, yeah, it happens that their flags appear next to each other. But what you are referring to is, I don't know, for some reason, it's not on the chart right now. But those flags, they just usually sit down here at the timeline and they indicate that there will be some economic events. Like at 10 in the DAX, there was a GDP growth rate year over year flash. And the French had at 7:30 this morning something similar. All right, so that's what that is. Otherwise, a very young Andy was on Mallorca, 18 years old, and there was a young lady from France, and let's say I did a lot for the understanding and relations of both our fabulous countries. That's a long time ago. But she was gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. So, now Sven, I'm not time to fool around. So, Mr. M. Andy, thanks for your efforts. Go sleep, take break. Let us see US opening with more energy. No, I show up and do my job. I committed to be with you here all week, and I will do that. And there's a lesson in that, my mate, that how you are physically can affect, of course, your mood, your thought process, can cloud your mental faculties. I'm not as sharp as I am if I have slept 8 hours. It can, of course, affect your trading. So that's why it's very important to me to show up, especially today, because the lesson there is for you is that you should listen to your body, right? And then either reduce your risk or stay out altogether. Yeah. I believe I have a very good judgment of what I'm capable of in this state, and I will not do more. But I certainly can help you out with answering a couple more questions, even though I'm tired and grumpy. And thanks for putting up with me. So, totally okay with the grumpy Andy. Time frame changes is throwing me off totally, and I'm usually change it with the scroll and my mouse, and it stopped, and I have no idea why. On the other hand, I'm sensible enough to have reduced all my stakes to one lot until I figure it out. Yeah, that's very sensible. When UI elements in a trading platform that you're used to, when they are unnecessarily moved around, so that can be in the heat of the moment when you have a big position on and want to change time frames and you can't, and you click somewhere fruitlessly where you expect those UI controls to be, and they're not there anymore. And in the meantime, your position goes to shit. Yeah, I feel you, brother. So, Eric, you're not grumpy to us. We love you. I have a Question with the holidays. Do you really, really disconnect, or do you keep having tabs on the markets? I can't help myself. I'm curious to know where markets go. A little addicted to it. Um, that depends, Eric, how old you are and whether you have family or not. But if I'm taking time off, and I'm not in the market, I don't make any money. So that better be worth my while, and then I disconnect completely. I want to spend time with my family and not just be a chart addict. I honestly, is it really such a? Do we really love it so much? To sit in front of many screens. That has a purpose. We do that because we want to extract money from the markets, and honestly, once that purpose is fulfilled, right? After I've done my job, after 2 hours, I don't want to see those charts. Only for the next session. And yeah, sometimes I enjoy doing a little bit of research. Probably all do that. But I can think of better things to do with my time. I had such a blast at karaoke yesterday, and in that refined environment in the cigar lounge, and or just playing with my daughter or whatever. This all things I would rather do. So I treat that here as a business, and I try to be professional about what I'm doing. But I don't want to overstay my welcome in front of the charts. Why? It will just only then you're bored, and then you trade out of boredom or stuff like that. At a time where there is no more volatility. I've kind of specialized in the first 90 minutes or 2 hours in stock indices. And I'm in a time zone where I get the luxury of two opens, the EU Open and the US Open, so I can do that twice, and only if I find myself in a winning position, and I choose to keep it open. Yeah, then I might manage it. But even then, I prefer to have stop loss to break even, and then go to the gym and have lunch or whatever. I don't want to sit in front of the charts all day, honestly. So, come on, Bears. That was an hour ago. Johan, my friend Johan. Nope, no Bears here. There we go. New all-time highs in the FTSE. DAX also showing strength now. The flip on the Skuran so far shows some promise. Anyway, I'm holding off. Okay. Cybertruck. Hi, Andy. What do you think about buying gold right now? Cheers. I don't know. I don't trade gold, brother. So, or do you mean physical gold or whatever? Whatever rocks your boat. I don't do gold. Ask somebody who trades gold. So, that's funny. So about you guys not using me as your personal assistant. So there's Mr. Truck from the USA, who yesterday was like, "Hey Andy, can you please send me the link of the YouTube that explains the espresso? I tried to find it, but I can't find it myself." And I answered him, "I believe in you. You can do it, Truck." And now he says, "Oh, thank you, Mr. Andy, for answering. I will try my best." You got this, Truck. You will be able to find it. Oh, Herrick did a quick update. So he says version 1.6.94 is out. You see, that gentleman is fast. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. See? Just out. Updates, issues with forex markets displaying P&L and spread. Decimal shoe, multicolor drop down is not selectable. Close half is fixed. Candle numbers on different time frames other than 5 minutes seem to offset too wide. That's fixed. Hides the annoying tooltip when hovering it. I love you, brother. You're the best. You're the fucking goat. Clicking on buy or sell floating tickets works fine. Aggregate line only works with 2 position. Works. There are minor pending ones that will fix soon. Excellent. Thank you. So, der. Okay. Vasya. Hi, why don't you trade the Nasdaq during the morning session? Do you have a reason for not trading Nasdaq in the morning? Yeah, Vasya, because the Nasdaq is closed. I only trade stock indices once they are open. And if you look at the Nasdaq right now, you see there a market that is closed and with very thinly traded volatility. So it's the daily chart. Flip over to the 5-minute. And you see that it more or less does exactly what the European indices are doing, specifically what the DAX is doing. The reason why the Nasdaq is going up is because the DAX is going up. So if I trade the DAX, I'm trading the Nasdaq right now. And I'm trading the Dow right now. And I'm trading the ES right now. Right now, Europe is in the lead. Later in the day, the closer we get to the US Open, that will change. Then the US is in the lead, and you see the European indices doing rather what the Dow Jones is doing. Oh. And if they do something else, then you should pay close attention. So, Andrew says, hi, Andy. Let's seize the day and focus on what we are not grumpy about. Great to hear you had a good Wednesday session for a change. I had a losing Wednesday, unfortunately, but I'm learning to lose. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with us all. Sorry, Andrew. Look, I explained that already. It's better to talk it out than to act it out. You know, for me, I'm still professional, right? But I will not hide that I'm tired or grumpy. I will not put on a show. I also will not just conclude this stream because I can still probably provide some value by answering questions. Sorry to hear that you had a bad Wednesday, but yeah, losses are part of what we are doing. Hope they are not too big, and then just tomorrow is always another day, brother. So, Alexander from Sweden. Hi, Andy. Do you know why humans Life is like a toilet paper. It seems to be long, but people spend it for all kinds of shit. Yeah, so that was a joke. There was a very attractive lady in the cigar lounge, and she talked to me and was like, "Well, I wonder if we could meet again." And I was like, "No, I'm married." And she was like, "Ah, bloody hell, men are like toilets. They are either occupied or shitted." Shitted. Right? So about that. Rajiv from the United Kingdom. Hiya, Andy. You're doing a great job. Interesting that we have reached the close of yesterday. You mean we filled the gap? I also see a 50% retracement. From where? Watching and seeing if it continues to fight to the 61, then to the 76.4. Rajiv, my friend, and to everybody, I don't have a connection to your head. You know, it's not like there's a cable coming out of your brain that plugs right in here, and you need to provide a little bit of context, maybe a screenshot or whatever. And you're talking about a retracement. What retracement? Where did the DAX retrace actually? From where? On which time frame? I'm on the 15-minute here. Where did it retrace? It's going up. It's going up. It retraced here. But you're talking about also strange things, 61 and then 76.4. What is that? Are those your preferred Fibonacci numbers? Ratios? Yeah, guess what? You might use them, but maybe someone else doesn't know what you're talking about. Give some context. Look, I'm using 50%, 38.2 and 61.8. Yeah. So now you're sending me a screenshot. Ooh, okay. Okay. Here, ladies and gentlemen, you can't make it up. So you're trading there from your phone and have all that shit there on your chart and you don't see a fucking thing, right? Sorry, I'm really too grumpy. Brother, with all respect, you have too much information on your chart. You know what's the most valuable information? That is price. And you're obfuscating the most valuable information, the price, with all kinds of overlays and indicators and whatever. So, and honestly, looks like you're on the I make it simpler moment. I don't know, guys. Can you read anything out of this here? Would you trade a chart like that? Okay, well, Rajiv is making it simpler. JB, hi Andy. I used the latest update and the tooltip is gone now. Hope it makes your day a little better. Thanks, brother. That's fantastic. Tom is just forwarding me messages that reach him instead of me. But they're addressed to me. And they're all lovely. Thank you very much. Ooh. Just for interest's sake, I managed to find the espresso strategy on ChatGPT as well. I provided a screenshot of the beginning bit, a reply from GPT. Yeah, ha 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 ha. That is interesting. careful. I'm not sure if that is all correct, but okay, can maybe put that there now that it's out there. So we should maybe address it. So ChatGPT says, from what is publicly available, the espresso strategy. There you go. It's not espresso as in coffee. It's espresso with an X. It's a very short-term opening breakout strategy that Tom Hugard developed and that Karaoke Andy has demonstrated and refined during his live trading sessions. Woo! It is designed to capture the initial burst of momentum immediately after major market opens, hence the name espresso. A quick, concentrated trade rather than something that lasts for hours. I would disagree with that. But maybe that's how I use it mainly. I'll be careful with that. Thank you for sharing that. Safety first, but be careful with that definition. Edin says, I think, Andy, people put all those things on the chart because they really don't know what they're looking at or what setup they're looking for, and they look for a crutch or something to support their desire to press the button. The reason why I don't use indicators is any indicators for that matter is that indicators only seem to work in specific circumstances. For example, Bollinger Bands work nice in ranges and absolutely not at all in trends. And honestly, I can see whether if I'm in a trend. Right now, let's get rid of this. You know, when you see this here, yeah, when you're making lower lows and lower highs, yeah, guess what? I'm in a downtrend. I don't need an indicator for that, right? So, but that's just me. There's probably a lot of traders out there who use some indicators to great effect. I'm not talking or looking down on people using indicators, like not at all. Whatever helps you. I've just seen a young man who trades from the phone, which I wouldn't advocate. And then, because, you know, it has a very tiny screen. You don't have a keyboard. You have to use your thumbs, which are very inefficient. You can, they're rather huge. You can easily misclick there something. And the screen is tiny. So, you know, you don't know what's going to happen, but you know what happened in the past. So you can look left, right? You can see here, okay, that's a trading range, because you can look for old support or resistance. You know, you can look at the price action. You can measure some moves here, you know, and look if you will get maybe a measured move or equal distance swing or something like that. And you just can't do all those things on a phone. Plus, the environment where you use a phone is usually not a professional environment. So you sit there maybe in shitty Wi-Fi in a coffee place, or you're distracted by what's going on around you, and in that conditions you shouldn't be in the market. So, and if you do that, I also took a short position yesterday for demonstration purposes. I did that in the tiniest of sizes, but I did do that on my phone for your benefit. But I knew what I was looking for, right? I was looking for, I knew that we made a new all-time high. I don't know when that was now. Sorry, wrong market. So about that. I knew that we made a new all-time high here, and I wanted a close below. So once I saw that, and I saw that later, an hour later, I was sitting on my terrace outside on my phone. Why was I on my phone? Because I was answering your messages in the first place. So then I was taking it, right? But you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't trade from your phone at all. And if you must, then at least don't obfuscate the tiny little bit of screen real estate by all those indicators. Now, so that's the main problem that I have with the gentleman there. To me, the most valuable information is price itself. And if you don't see that anymore, then there's too much noise going on, right? Robert says he's in support of my view on phone trading. That's exactly what happened last night to him. Sorry about that, brother. So now the gentleman from the phone followed up with the cleared up view. Okay. Then let's put it here. So the 100% is here. And the 0% is here. It's not precise. Why is it not precise? Because you're doing it with your thumbs, right? And you see a 50% retracement. Brother, I don't want to... Nah, I'm not... That's maybe inappropriate of me. But you were basically doing the following, right? So maybe you don't, because you can't see what's left of it. So you're on the 1 hour chart, and what you did is you took your Fibonacci tool with your thumbs, placed it here and here, right? So that's what you did. Yeah. And now, right, that's what you did. So on the hourly chart. And now you're writing interesting that we've reached the close of yesterday. So we've filled the gap. Well, it's not interesting. That's just what markets do. But maybe there's something of interest to you. I don't know what. I also see a 50% retracement. What do you think the market did in between here? It just zigzagged around, you know? The 0 and the 100%, right? It zigzagged around. So also have to be careful. This here was a 6 a.m. candle. This here is a 1 a.m. candle. So the market wasn't even open. So what you are measuring here is something that the broker puts on the chart. God knows where that comes from. Thinly traded futures market, whatever. I don't believe there's any value in this. So from what I see, you have all those indicators on, talking about strange ratios of Fibonacci and whatnot, looks like you're kind of guy who's over analyzing stuff. You can simply put a box around this, and that's all you need to know. DAX is stuck in a trading range. In a trading range, you don't fiddle in the middle, but you know where the close price is. It's right here in the middle of the trading range. So that's why I was like, it's not really interesting, because we've been basically zigzagging around more or less the middle of that range here, because it's smack in the middle. It's slightly in the upper half. But when you maybe adjust it a little bit to where the bulk of the candles are, so take those extremes out. So more or less in the middle, a little bit in the upper half. Yeah. So, right. So if you are a range trader, mean reversion trader, all you need to do is stay out the middle, sell high and buy low, right? So that's all you need to know. And also where you are in that range, since you only look at the extremes when you trade a range, Fibonacci doesn't really make much sense, because with that I use it to measure pullbacks in a trend, right? This is a consolidation, and you see that price is just zigzagging around in here. So it retraced within that many times, you know, because it's a range. Yeah, does that make sense? You understand? You're welcome, brother. So I should do a German joke. I don't want to do a German joke today. I have the accent for it. Yeah, guess what? Because I am German. I don't want to do a German joke. Why would I make fun of my own people? So, yeah, we are driving down the Autobahn. That's how Tom. That's Tom's German pretend accent. And we trade the DAX, but we never short the DAX. Yeah. Do we Germans actually say yes so often? Actually, we're not very agreeable people. We're very grumpy. So, Bartosz asks, what is your trading leverage? I'm on a 200 to 1 account, Bartosz. Stefan, Andy, about your FTSE trade after FOMC yesterday evening. No, I did not take a trade in the FTSE after FOMC. I just put stop loss to break even after FOMC. I took the trade around lunch yesterday. I put stop loss to break even because it was roughly 70 points in profit at that time. I risked 60. And why didn't I close it? Because it was an example of a swing trade, right? And we were basically selling a double top on a daily chart, right? So if you want to sell a double top on a daily chart, you should wait a couple of days, you know, to get out, right? However, yeah, there were 100 points on the table this morning, I believe, and then we got stopped out for 0. It is what it is. That's the game that we are playing. But yeah. And also, to be honest, I took that in a size that's completely irrelevant. That, you know, from my phone, from my terrace, for your benefit, that you get an idea how you can swing trade. Because I usually don't do that. I trade for 90 minutes with you, and then or 2 hours, And usually the last hour is just Q&A, right? So, and then all you guys with jobs who want to see how that works on how at higher time frames, I thought I might demonstrate that. So, no, I didn't trade the FOMC. I was at karaoke. First in the cigar lounge and then at karaoke. I didn't. Tom did that with you. I just gave an update on a FTSE position. Yeah, Einar found out that you can click on the grid button. I already did that here, but yeah, you can do that. So click to load symbol. UK, oops, 100. Now search doesn't work. There is so. And then you have both here. The reason why I don't use that just yet is because I don't know how it works. Because now I have a one floating window to manage positions. Maybe positions from both charts are there. I don't know. What stake size am I trading? Okay, it switches with the focus. Okay, so you have to click on that chart window. If I clicked on that chart window, I drew a rectangle. Interesting. Because the drawing tools are open. Yeah, I would have to get familiar with it first. But thanks for pointing that out. For now, I would just use the split screen here in Chrome, and then I have two clean instances next to each other. But thank you. John says, hey Andy, I really appreciate the effort you put into teaching us how to trade, especially for beginners like me. Your explanations have been very helpful and easy to follow. Oh, I appreciate that very much. I have one request. Could you please expand more on your trading concepts and decision-making process? I'd love to understand not just what setups you take, but also why you take them, how you read price action, and what factors you consider before entering or exiting a trade. I think that deeper explanation would help us beginners learn and build. Thank you again. Okay, I will try to narrate a little bit more. I guess you wrote that at 10:16. But today's trading was basically espresso, which is just a breakout trade. We capture early momentum, secure a couple points, and be done with it. Then the second trade I took was, can I maybe show that here? Here. There you go. So this is the second 15-minute bar, which is the school run signal bar. Traditional school run would dictate a short below, a long above. However, there's the concept of the anti, which is doing the opposite. You buy below the signal bar and you sell above. So, and I was looking at this and was like, okay, DAX in a trading range, yada, 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 for the fifth time. And I was thinking of taking the anti because this year looked pretty crappy. Didn't have much convictions in bears following through. So thought of buying here basically the low end of the range, and that would have worked out beautifully. However, I changed my mind last minute. I deleted that buy order and changed for a sell short order because of what I have seen in the FTSE. And at that point in time, the FTSE, oh, when was that? Here. The FTSE printed this bar. Yeah. And if you look left, here are old highs. So that means we can expect here to be some sort of resistance. So that means suddenly, because this bar was full down here, was completely red. This bar was completely red. The others were not printed yet. So that just looked like, okay, there is weakness in both indices. And this support here might break. And if it breaks, I want to be short. So, however, be that as it may, I was not too convinced. You know, if you want to, you know, I would rather want to see a negative first bar, a negative second bar that maybe closes below, I know, something like that. This is rather indecisive, right? So that's why I took it in a quarter position size. So basically, I risked what I made on the espresso earlier. So we are break even for the morning. Also, yeah, just I'm tired. I slept maybe 2 hours. Gold, try Gareth Soloway on YouTube being calling it well with simple, no bullshit approach, not financial advice. No idea. Maybe I will take so Ben, good day, Andy. I know it has been said many times, but we appreciate seeing the human side of such successful traders like you and Tom. So for days like these, how do you blow off your steam, or what do you do to manage it aside from sleeping, I guess? Yeah. If I get time to sleep, my routine dictates a gym visit. I will go, even though I'm tired. I will show up. I will try to eat healthy. Maybe I can allow myself the luxury of taking a nap before the US session. Or I just go to bed early tonight. That's it. But just please don't put me on Tom's level there. I'm not anywhere close to where Tom is. But thank you for the feedback. Maybe tell the newbies first to explore Tom's resource channel. Yes. Good point. Why is the shopping place called the mall? Instead of just going to one store, you can go to them all. Bloody hell. Chris is asking, Andy, how do Czech women differ from German women? They produce more supermodels. And a great example of that, my wife, who looks absolutely gorgeous and stunning. My wife is Czech. And she might be listening. Get me out of here! All right. It's been 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have... you've put up enough with my grumpiness. I really do appreciate you being here. And hope I can see you later in the day for the US session. Remember, we are on the holiday schedule. Tomorrow, one more day. With me doing the EU and US session, and then the channel will be closed till the 24th of August. I do another full week, and then you get Tom a full week, and then back to normal. Back to normal being Tom every day except Wednesdays, where you get me. All right. So, anyway, Karaoke Andy out. Thanks and bye.